This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G, episode 197. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Okay, so, I have a little bit of a story to tell.
A Troy story, if you will.
Yes. So a couple days ago, Joni and I were asleep, as happens sometimes. It was about 12:30. All of a sudden, I wake up because I heard dishes or something being rattled around the kitchen. So I figure, oh, one of the cats got on the counter, right? So I go in there, I look, I don't see anything. All of a sudden, there's a loud boom. And I mean loud, like house shaking boom, right? And so all of a sudden I hear Joni from the other room. She goes, "What was that?" I'm like, I don't know. All of a sudden, there's a barrage of gunfire right outside our house. And I'm not talking just handguns or anything. I'm
like
talking
AKs and
yes,
or not AKs, like AR-15s.
Yes,
and
assault rifles are being just blasted out right outside. And it's going on and on and on. And so all of a sudden, Joni and I are freaking
you laying down
out
on the floor and
yeah, exactly.
Praying, you know.
We lay down on the floor. We're like, "What the heck is going on?" I actually, stupidly enough, I went to the window because
yeah,
Oh, geez.
probably not
because you're Troy.
probably not the smartest thing. So she was like, "What the heck are you doing? Don't go near the window, stupid. Bullets go through windows." So we get down on the floor, and we're still hearing all these booms and all these gunshots and everything. All of a sudden, there's a helicopter comes flying over our house
With a spotlight?
with a searchlight, and it sounds like it landed right on our front lawn. It didn't, but that's what it sounded like. And
Just
again,
playing
we
this
are
parking lot over here.
freaking out because we don't know what the heck is going on. And so we're getting online, getting on social media, see if anybody has any news or anything. People from our church that live right over here, they're calling Joni and trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Did you call 911?
Several people did.
Okay.
We didn't, but
Which
several
is funny
people
because
did.
911 was already there, probably.
No.
No?
That was the weird thing. So we look out there, and there were 12, 13 police cars. They were over in the intersection or by the car wash. They were over here by 7-Eleven. They were over here by that abandoned grocery store we got over there. 12 or 13, just sitting there. We're like, what the heck is going on? No, there's cars parked over in 7-Eleven, but nobody's going in and out.
I would have thought like a meth lab exploded or something.
And we were just sitting here and listening to all this gunfire and everything, and all of a sudden it stops. Something, okay, well, whoever they were going after, whatever, maybe they got him or something. So I'm looking out and everything, and I don't see any ambulances drive up, fire engines, nothing.
You'd think something like the aftermath.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you'd think you'd see a bit more panic or anything, but no.
Troy starts a slow clap.
People are casually walking just down the street, in and out of 7-Eleven, like nothing happened. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Then I see that there's people, speaking of this abandoned grocery store over here, there's several guys over there, and you could tell that they're in army fatigues. Right? They got helmets and everything. They got guns. There's the red beam that's shooting around. That's probably like on a sniper rifle or something.
Oh, jeez. Just casually, like nonchalantly, just like swinging it around in front of people.
And so I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. Because if there were casualties, there would be an ambulance or something driven up by now. But there's nothing. All of a sudden, here comes another helicopter, lands on the roof of that place for a minute.
Oh, jeez. And
takes off, right? Another one lands in the parking lot, takes off, which it was like I said, like at this point it's a little over 1 o'clock. You couldn't see those helicopters, which was kind of cool.
That's
you
eerie.
saw the lights and everything, but you couldn't see the actual helicopter. And so I'm thinking, okay,
Avengers have just landed.
well, I'm like, okay, this isn't something that this isn't a crime or anything that's happened over here. I don't think. You know, there's something else that's going on over here. There's people in front of my house with their phones out filming stuff. So once everything dies down, once the cops drive off, I'm like, all right, everything's fine, everything's cool. I go back to bed. I get up in the morning and I'm like, all right, let's see if there's any answers. And I see this from the Ogden City Police, right? There's a statement.
Is it an email or?
It was on their Facebook. Hello, Ogden. If we woke you up last night, we sincerely apologize. We were assisting members of our military as they carried out a training exercise. Military and law enforcement routinely conduct training like this to increase interoperability and give our soldiers an opportunity to train in the most realistic environments available. All of this training is carefully planned and executed to balance realism and safety for everyone involved, especially our citizens. Wait, it gets better. There is no denying it was loud and it was late. Some were unsure of what was going on. Some woke up scared and confused, and for that we apologize. We did not utilize social media because a crowd would have meant more people and less safety for everyone involved. But here's what we did do, ... We sent an emergency notification through a reverse 911 in the affected area. We didn't get that. We hope you received it. We know many of you did, and we thank you for passing it on. Loud, late, scared, and confused can also describe a natural disaster, imminent weather dangers, or a public safety issue. To help keep you informed, Ogden City utilizes Code Red, an emergency notification system that allows officials to notify residents and businesses by telephone, cell phone, text message, email, and social media regarding time-sensitive general and emergency notifications.
Not to be confused with the refreshing beverage brought to you by Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Code Red. But it only works when residents register their cell phone numbers and email address to get notifications. To sign up, go to blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is what got me, okay, this very last paragraph. You know you're from Ogden if you recognize the sounds of freedom. The sounds of freedom. We live with them day in and day out as we support our military at Hill Air Force Base. Last night, Ogden had another opportunity to support our military.
And to hear the sounds of freedom.
Up close and personal, they say. Thanks for coming through. Okay, first of all, screw you guys. Because I've never heard of this Code Red thing you can register for.
Yeah.
Ever. And I've lived here all my life. Never heard of that. 1. 2, the only way you got that reverse 911 call is if you have a freaking landline.
Oh, jeez.
Who the heck has a landline anymore?
Right.
So there's that. Then I'm thinking, okay, we have an old folks retirement home right over here by this car wash. Probably a few vets there, PTSD. Okay, how do you think they reacted? How do you think people with kids were reacting? You know, I saw messages online and people were panicked. They were terrified. They were grabbing their kids and going down in the basement, worried that there was an active shooter outside.
Oh, jeez.
You know?
Yeah.
And like I said with us, we were on the floor, terrified what the heck was going on.
No, it was just the sounds of freedom.
No, it's the sounds of freedom.
I don't think that they mean the gunfire. I think they mean just the helicopters. But I will say this, definitely not a training exercise. For sure not.
That's what a lot of people are thinking.
There's no
cover up.
There's
it's
no
a
way.
cover up.
Yeah, and that's what they do in movies. Like
Like they did
in Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Safe to training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
Mm-hmm.
When you started reading that, I was like, they're going to say training exercise. I know they're going to say it.
Yep.
Definitely not. For sure, no.
Yeah.
I'm going back to meth lab exploding.
I'm going to zombie apocalypse breakout that they contained.
Patient Zero. They saved you.
So I was thinking maybe an alien or something.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all.
But now you have a good story to tell.
It's true.
But it also makes me laugh because you know how like typically they go to these abandoned areas and they set up dummies and they have like, you know, realistic looking places.
Yeah.
You guys were the dummies to their training
Pretty
exercise.
Pretty much.
Boom. Oh, it doesn't get more real than that.
Well, if it wasn't a military thing, would you be like, yeah, we're moving?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it was like a gang fight?
Yeah. And that's what I was telling Joni. I'm like, look, here in Ogden, if you wake up to gunfire, you don't think, the sounds of freedom and just, I love America and go back to bed. No, you think it's a gang war and I'm about to die. That's what you think.
True. Troy's grabbing his bandanas, handkerchiefs, and stuff. Wait, I got the proper colors on.
Like, oh crap, are those the Bloods or the Crips? Which one are out there?
Right.
It's both, and they're shooting at each other.
Who looks like they're winning?
Whoever's winning, get that color bandana. Yeah, it was insane.
Wow.
It was weird. And people around here are pissed.
Oh, I bet.
Because no one received that call.
Right.
No one received any notification.
At least a simple text, perhaps.
Yeah, something.
I mean, it's 2018, you know.
There wasn't an abandoned building anywhere else that they could have gone into.
Exactly. And at 12:30 at night, really? In a residential area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On a school night?
I call BS, for sure.
That's what everybody else is thinking, too. Not even... And we were looking, and the government, the Ogden City government issued a statement, and they basically said, we didn't know it was going to be like this. We didn't know it was going to be that big. We knew that it might have been something, but we didn't know the scope of it. So it's like, no one's taking responsibility for this, which makes me think...
Cover up. Cover up.
There's something going on here. There's something going on here. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, people were talking about it today when we were at church. I mean, it was nuts.
We need to get Karen Page on this.
Yeah, we do.
She'll get to the bottom.
Call Up Serial, that podcast. Get them on it. All right. Let's take a break. And then when we come back, we got quite a few news stories to get to. So we'll be back right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Thanks, Joy. Hi, everybody. This is Sean Ray.
And John Irons.
And we're the hosts of Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast. We're a show that has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we talk about movies and TV and cartoons, entertainment news, and every show has a different theme.
That's right. We might discuss anything from our favorite bad movies to who would win in a fight between C-3PO and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that was episode 41, a classic. You can download that episode and all of our other episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. We're on Podcast Addict and, of course, on our website, cosmicpotato.com.
It's special guests and movie news and geeky nerddom and nerdy geekery and lightsabers and Time Lords and Ninja Turtles all the way down. So check out Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast.
And we're back. What I used to call the news, we had a name segment for it.
The geeky news?
This Week in Geeky News? Or Week
This Week in Geek.
Yes,
That's what it was. And we're going back to it because it just flows well.
It works.
It works. So yeah. So This Week in Geek. So it was revealed that ABC orders adult-oriented America's Funniest Home Videos starring Bob Saget. So, if you're not familiar with America's Funniest Home Videos, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, way back in the day, Bob Saget hosted that show, and it was a bunch of home movies that were sent in of old men getting hit in the crotch with rakes and people falling off of roofs, and
then they had it like where you could actually win money. You know, they would pick a couple of people, and they'd be the finalists, and then they'd finally pick whoever won, and they won like $1,000.
Yeah,
and they always picked the wrong one.
Pretty
much.
You're like, no, that wasn't as funny as the other ones.
And this show has been on for years and years.
They've tried to revamp it and revise it like plenty of times.
It's still on. It's hosted by Carlton from The Fresh Prince. Afonso Ribeiro, I think his name is. Yeah, he's the current host, but apparently they're going to bring back Bob Saget, and I guess they're going to make it a bit more adult orientated.
Yeah. My thought is I think it's going to be a mix between Full House meets Tosh.0.
So it says here, as reported by Deadline, the new series, Videos After Dark, will dig into the vault of video clips AFV and its producers have accumulated, that's the word, over the years, but this time focusing on incredible real-life mishaps, uproarious blunders, and extremely bad decisions are celebrated and highlighted with Saget's comedic commentary.
So all of the things that they've received, but they didn't deem family appropriate?
Right, that's what it seems like.
They probably have a lot.
I'm sure they do.
And plenty of more material, because you can go all over YouTube, and there's tons of those videos.
So, yeah, you're not going to get a whole lot of baby videos or cat videos, it seems like, with this show. It's going to be...
And that's pretty exciting. Because if they did a show of just funny clips, even if they were adult-oriented, but not of what they had submitted before, I could imagine seeing a lot of things that I've already seen before, because they have Fail Army on YouTube, and Fail Army's pretty good at compiling pretty much every funny video that you'll see, like if it's a home video, not something that's like scripted or anything like that. So yeah, I'd definitely watch this show if it's on a streaming service that I have.
I might check it out.
I might check it out, but I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like Bob Saget just doesn't know what else to do. He's like, I need some money. I already went the whole raunchy direction with my comedic stand-up, you know?
I don't think he needs money, honestly.
Really?
No.
He got that Full House money?
Yeah. From what I heard, he's worth over, I think it's $150 million, something like that. He's got plenty of money. I just think it's just one of those, maybe a loyalty thing, or
maybe he's bored.
Maybe he's bored.
You can't get another acting gig, so get a TV host gig.
Maybe he's like, this is what I wanted to do initially. I wanted to do more adult-oriented things because he's always been kind of a raunchier, bluer comedian.
Right.
So maybe that's what he wanted to do, but at that time, back in the early 80s,
it was not acceptable. They were still thinking that he was a wholesome character.
Yeah, they wanted to keep that character.
That image.
Yeah, that image. Huh. But it'll be interesting.
Speaking of all the money, Red Dead Redemption 2 sales revealed $725 million in 3 days. It's like one of the largest grossing weeks that they've ever had. It still hasn't rivaled, Grand Theft Auto 5 in sales, but I think come December, like
the holiday season,
it would be right up there.
I think that's when I'm gonna get it.
Right?
Spider-Man, yeah.
I've seen some things about this game. It looks really awesome and super immersive, like with all the things that you can see and the realism. Like, you can pet dogs, guys.
Yeah.
If you see a dog, you can bend down and pet it.
Oh, we already talked about even the horses, how realistic they are.
Yeah, they can poop and they react to things in the
balls
environment.
Shrink when it's cold.
Yep, the testicles shrink when it's cold. Yeah.
They've put a lot of time and effort into this.
Yep, it was somebody's job to focus on the ball physics. The horses,
Gosh, could you imagine?
Hey,
the
Troy, don't
you would have to do that.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, guys.
It's like not only do they have to watch horses in a cold environment and just look at their balls, but they have to take a horse from a warm environment, take them into a cold environment, and see what happens.
Some guy sitting there with a sketch pad. All right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if I were in that business, that'd probably be my job.
Right? You're like, balls.
Troy is really good at drawing balls, so he's going to be on horseball duty.
I'm great at drawing testicles, actually. I'm just kidding. I don't remember last time I drew testicles.
So you're saying you have done it before, you just don't remember.
I have done it before, yes.
Was it a commission?
No.
You did it for free.
But hey, if somebody wants to pay me to draw testicles, I'm all for it. I will do it.
With a live subject?
Colton's like slaps down like $5 on the table. Done.
I don't need a live. I have them. I don't need a live subject.
Just get a
Joni
mirror.
walks in on she's got a mirror and a sketch pad.
What are you doing? It's like, shut up, I'm getting paid. So this was just kind of a quick little story I found because I thought it was kind of interesting. Los Angeles, Dateline, Los Angeles. A 91-year-old actor known for his role on the popular TV series Boy Meets World foiled an attempted burglary at his home in the San Fernando Valley. William Daniels, who portrayed the teacher George Feeney in the 1990s show, was at his house when his 89-year-old wife, Bonnie Bartlett, Saturday evening when the incident began. Shortly before 9:30 p.m., this would-be intruder forced open a back door. A spokesman for Los Angeles Police Department confirmed Tuesday. Daniels quickly reacted, turning the lights on in the house. Luckily, Mr. Daniels was able to frighten away the person, and the LAPD quickly responded. Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. I thought it was kind of a fun little story. I was kind of hoping when I saw that he like maybe grabbed a bat and started like beating the guy.
Yeah.
But just, turning on the lights and
they flee.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey cast Ewan McGregor as villain Black Mask. I think this is going to be a perfect fit. And like not many details have come out about this movie.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty stoked for it. This is like one of my favorite Batman stories.
So Birds of Prey movie, it's gonna have Margot Robbie, right, as Harley Quinn? Is she part of it?
Yes.
Okay. And probably have Black Canary and Batgirl and Huntress if they stick with that lineup. But yeah, I mean, Ewan McGregor, can't go wrong with him. No. Why not make him a villain?
Right? He's played just about everything else. Yeah. Well, no, he's played a villain before, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yes, I think. I'm sure he has.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, both you and I have dressed up as Black Mask.
Yeah.
For Comic-Con and stuff, so.
Both you and I?
Both.
Yeah.
I did it, guys.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Boom. Bullseye.
Gladiator 2. Moving forward with Ridley Scott. That's right, they're doing a sequel to Gladiator.
Are they bringing back Russell Crowe?
According to process.
This was one of my... Okay. As far as movies go, this and Braveheart were the two rated R movies I had in my collection.
Yeah.
And I felt so when I was younger, I felt so rebellious at the time. Mm-hmm. I'm like, these are masterpieces. Oh, I also had The Patriot as well. Another Mel Brooks. Or Mel Gibson. But this movie, I feel like they shouldn't do this. It almost seems like they've got the movie 300, and then they did another one, and it was just horrible.
It was terrible.
You've got Dragonheart, and then you do a sequel, and it's terrible.
So was Dragonheart, but that's okay.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
so was 300.
Dragonheart was fantastic. What?
It's not great. Have you watched it lately?
I have. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it happen. They're just not going to be able to capture the Gladiator feel, and it's going to be impossible to do.
Well, not entertained. No, we're not.
Well, here's what they said. It said, despite the fact that Crowe's the leading character, Maximus, died at the end of the movie, the sequel will still continue the same story. The movie will follow Lucius, the son of Lucia. If you recall, Lucius was almost related to the film's villain, blah, blah, blah.
The only way that this
Yeah.
movie will be really good is if they stay true to it and also give it a huge budget.
It
Right?
just
Because
needs
then
to be
it'd be
gritty.
like, it look
Yeah,
larger
gritty,
than
yeah.
life. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Some
No
of these-
CGI, all
Mm.
practical effects, just like the original movie.
Yep.
I'm really sick of CGI at this point.
Yeah, when they really depend on it, that's my problem. Like, that's why I think the prequels suffer so much with Star Wars.
Well,
they depended so much on CG.
And if you're gonna do CG, then you need to focus a lot of your budget into making it look real.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like
the Marvel movies.
Yes.
I'm sure 90% of everything is CGI.
It is, yeah.
Or just CG. And they just make it look real because they're great at it.
And that's what I was going to say about Marvel. I mean, the backgrounds most of the time are green screen. They're not actually in downtown New York or anything like
right.
that. It's mostly green screen. But that's just backgrounds. The stuff that you're focusing on, for most of the time, is practical, real effects.
Right.
That's what makes it look so good.
And like I think in the original Gladiator movie, they used real lions, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. And I feel like if they have lions in Gladiator 2, they're not going to be real lions.
Yeah.
And it's just, you can tell, and it
You can
feels
tell.
different.
Yeah. And there's no release date yet. Right now, it's just kind of it's a work in progress. It's basically been greenlit, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So. All right. So let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll get to the second half of the week new geek week.
This week.
This week in geek.
You got it.
You know, I came up
Nailed
with
it.
that, and I don't remember what
I
it
just
is.
need to write it down.
I do need to write it down. We'll be back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Are you feeling nostalgic about your music listening needs?
Do you like the tonal quality that only a record can provide?
Then go check out Lavender Vinyl, located at 123 25th Street, Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, go talk to Kylie or Blake. They have a large selection of new and used records. They will also buy your old records, maybe the ones that are just sitting up there in the attic, gathering dust. And if you can't find anything, they'll be more than happy to pre-order it for you. Now, you can always find them at lavendervinyl@gmail.com. You can also check out their website, lavendervinyl.com, or give them a call on the phone, like a normal person, at 385-240-0336.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
As the average person, you guys are way too hard on movies, I think, sometimes.
You are the average person.
Yes, I am average. Below average height, above average intelligence, an average movie
The average movie goer.
critic goer.
All right, and we're back.
Diablo 3 is getting a full-fledged mobile RPG game, and I could be, I'm torn. I think it'll be kind of interesting because this is supposed to take place between the second and third game, and they just barely released this. Like, this was November 2nd is when they announced this at BlizzCon.
Yeah, I just think that they need to stay away from mobile games. I don't understand it. Mobile games suck.
There's some pretty good mobile games out there.
Well, yeah, they're fun, but graphically, it's really not what people want. And I don't know. I just bought Diablo 3 for the Switch, and I've been playing it the last few days, and I think it's fantastic because it's Diablo 3. But I think
Who
a lot
do
of
you usually play as?
I play a demon hunter.
Okay, I'm usually a barbarian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
I just like running in there and just beating the crap out of things and using health power,
I just like being overpowered.
Nah.
That's why demon hunters. But yeah, I don't know. I was really disappointed that they weren't going to do a Diablo 4. Like, that's what they should have announced instead of, because here's the thing: if you're a hardcore PC gamer, you don't want a mobile game.
Yeah.
And no hardcore gamer in general is going to be like, yes, a mobile game, so excited for it. They want Diablo 4.
So this is almost, you think this is like a step in the wrong direction?
I think it's a slap in the face, honestly. What the heck have they been doing? What have they been working on? I think Blizzard's just been putting Diablo on the back burner, and they assigned a mobile team to it. That's great.
Now, I'm watching the trailer right now, and apparently that is the gameplay, and it looks pretty good.
It looks decent, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad, but you're right. When it comes to a mobile game, it's just...
It's a little lacking as far as...
Yeah, and they tend to get repetitive, and especially if it's a pay-to-win type of situation.
Which they do. They are going to do microtransactions, and I don't know. I feel like it's going to be hard to have a really good story. It's going to be hard to have a game that lasts a long time. One that you can't beat in a couple days.
Yeah.
I'm probably not even going to download it.
But, I mean, I have no dog in this fight, really.
Although, like, you're probably one of the biggest, like, advocates for mobile games. Though,
I play a lot of mobile games, yes.
Just, like, trying it up, trying mixing them up.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing if any of them are pretty decent. Have you found, like, a favorite?
Right now, I'm playing...
I'm trying
that Spider-Man game?
Warlords is pretty decent.
I'm still playing Spider-Man every now and again. I've backed off on that a little. Right now, I'm playing a lot of Township.
Okay.
Which is basically just kind of, building up this little community and stuff like that.
It's Farmville, but with people.
Pretty much. I'm playing a lot of the Harry Potter mobile game they came out with.
Does that use phone motion?
No, I wish, but
That'd
no.
be cool.
That would be pretty legit.
They need a Switch game for that, where you use the Joy-Cons as a
wand.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have a Transformers game, and I still have Pokemon Go. I still pull that out every now and again.
I've been wanting to actually, because I've given up on the TV show The Walking Dead, but I see all the time on Instagram.
That beach one?
The choose your own adventure, let them survive, or let them die, or, rescue this person, give them food, or, I don't know, not feed the dog.
Did we talk about the Walking Dead mobile game that was basically Pokemon Go? Did I mention that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played it for a little bit.
That's right, you did.
Because you can make these different little bases to protect them.
But, like the others, it just gets really repetitive, and it's just...
It's no Angry Birds.
No, it just... Well, few are Angry Birds.
They're actually coming out with the second one.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Right?
I love Angry Birds. I like those kind of mobile games. I don't like RPG mobile games.
Because you can just pick it up whenever, try it a little bit, and if you get bored of it,
Progresses, where you have levels, and you have to surpass those.
So it basically is a video game. It's just on your phone.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, AJ, you've seen a little bit of this new Sabrina series.
The first couple of episodes, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. But it has come under fire recently from the real-life Satanic Temple. They're not happy with this show because they're showing a lot of their religious artifacts, basically.
Yeah. As well as, even in the very, at the end of I believe it was the first or second episode, they talked to this one guy that's he's basically the second, the devil's apprentice. That she just has all these different questions before she gets baptized.
Yeah.
And gives herself to the Dark Lord. Mm-hmm. And so he kind of well, no, it's more of with other religions, just a promise, and they go into a lot of depth into this religion.
Yeah, so they've come under fire, and they're not. The real Church of Satan is not happy. So much so that I think they're going to take legal action.
Hell will freeze over
against them. You'd be surprised how corporate the Church of Satan is.
Seriously?
Yeah, you think it's they're wearing hoods and chanting, but they're actually fairly organized. They are an organized religion.
Yeah.
And I have read a lot about the Church of Satan. It's not like that they worship Satan or anything. They're really all just about humans.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down
nature
to. Human nature and, taking care of each other
Yeah.
before anything else. But yeah, I was surprised when I read that.
Yeah.
We need to have Colton join this church.
Yeah, if you do some research for us.
They give you a membership card with
every purchase.
their stuff on the back. I'll get one. I've looked into it.
Really?
Yeah, just to carry one around and as a conversation. Like if someone's like, "Hey, you want to come to church?" I'd be like, "Actually, check this out. I'm a member of a church."
That would be pretty funny.
That'd be awesome. Marvel, Winter Soldier, and The Falcon have a limited TV series that's going to be debuted in 2019 on Disney's new streaming service.
Is it going to have the main or the actual actors who play them in the movies?
As far as I know, then I was looking into it, it doesn't look like that's the case. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, probably not. It might be like their later years or some of the other adventures. But these guys, I personally think that it would be okay. It could be decent, but they're not really that big of characters or characters that I care about too much.
No, they're not.
I would care if it was the actual actors that were in the movies, but they're probably too good for that. They don't want to be in a TV show but they don't realize that they can make a lot more in a TV show than they can in a movie.
Yeah. And these guys have always just been basically supporting characters.
Mm-hmm. Right. Until the Winter Soldier becomes Captain America, people aren't going to really... Well, maybe that could be the last episode.
Yeah.
Is he becomes, the new Captain America. But it's kind of character... I would rather see Hawkeye and Black Widow with a limited TV series than I would with these guys.
Yeah, I want to see those guys. Hawkeye and Black Widow, it's like a spy.
Doing some espionage and spy stuff.
Yeah. Basically like a Mission Impossible or James Bond, except with those guys.
On all of their different little comments and remarks to what they've, done and other missions that they've been on together.
Would you want it to be more gritty like Daredevil or more lighthearted like Arrow and The Flash?
Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, you could make it serious-ish, but still have those light moments.
Like a mix of the two?
Yeah, because Hawkeye's always been kind of a lighthearted character, so...
True.
Kind of that good balance there.
But these two, I don't know if it'll really work. I'm trying to think of any other second-tier characters that I'd like to see before I'd like to see these two. But... Yeah. I mean, as far as Avengers go... I think, like you were saying, Hawkeye and Black Widow would be the way to go, I would say. Also read on there that they're focusing on doing a Loki and Scarlet Witch series, which is weird. You're like, Loki, I'm kind of interested.
Yeah. Anyway. So, Fantastic Beasts 2, this will be our last story here, reportedly features young McGonagall. New reports suggest that Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald will feature a young Minerva McGonagall. The part was played by Dame Maggie Smith in the original Harry Potter films. And in Fantastic Beasts, a younger version of her character will be played by Irish actress Fiona Glascott.
I think as long as she doesn't play it too serious and you get to see her making mistakes and not being perfect and... kind of this perfect professor, that she's got flaws and weaknesses and, well...
And that's going to be a hard thing, because a lot of actors would see, okay, I got to be just like the source material.
Yeah.
But McGonagall in the movies is, like, she's ancient, and she's had a lot of experiences, and I think that they need to, like, make her seem more young. Yeah. Like Dumbledore is going to be, I'm sure. I'm sure Jude Law's going to do an awesome job at doing that same thing.
Yeah, and I don't think they need to make her a main character.
No.
Make her kind of a supporting, a little cameo, that sort of thing. She doesn't need to be a main character that continues on in the films or anything.
She needs to be there just enough to where you can see why Dumbledore made her a professor.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Some sort of redeeming moment, or where she saves the day or helps to save the day.
Just to see that, she's even at that time... She was really powerful.
And you need to show her as a cat. so you don't really think that it's her or know that it's her, and then all of a sudden she's just boom, she's right there.
And you got to see a lot of transfiguration going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So let's take our last break, and when we come back, we have a few reviews to get to, and we'll be back right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
On the historic streets of Ogden, there are two kinds of people, readers and non-readers. Here's where you can find their stories.
Booked on 25th Street, located at 147 Historic 25th Street, Ogden, Utah, 84401.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to our friend Marcy. You can pick up a new or used book, or you can sell your own used books.
That's right, you can get 10% store credit on what they can sell the book for.
Stop in and say hi, or call them at 801-529-7720. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/bookedon25th, or you can email them at marcy@bookedon25th.com, or visit their website, bookedon25th.com.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
And we're back. All right, so I know I'm a little late to the party here, but I did see the new Halloween movie, and I gotta say, I've seen all the other Halloween films.
Right.
I gotta say, this one, people are saying it's probably the best sequel, and yeah, I'd probably have to agree.
Yeah.
Because it takes place after the first one. It basically negates all the other sequels. But you get kind of this really interesting switch as far as Jamie Lee Curtis, her character, and Mike Myers go. Because
she's been training for this.
Yeah, and she at the very end, I'll not give too much away, but she almost becomes the immortal monster instead of Mike Myers, because there was that moment where he threw her out the window. She hit the balcony and landed on the ground. He came out, looked down, heard something, looked back, and she was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like beat for beat something that he did in the original.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. And there's that moment where her granddaughter was looking out of the window of the school and saw her across the street. In the original, that was Mike Myers that she saw.
They paid homage to it, but they didn't go over the top and make it too noticeable. The people that really cared about the original one, wouldn't recognize that. But.
And holy cow, Mike Myers is ruthless. I mean,
and relentless.
Mm-hmm. I think in that first one he killed 5 people or something. He gets 5 people in the first couple of minutes and just keeps going. And it struck me the fact that he just did not care.
Yeah.
He walked into a house, grabbed a knife, killed some random stranger just so he could have a better view of what he was looking at. Yeah, just going around, man, woman, child, he didn't care. You were dead. So that was a little jarring to me. As soon as there was a kid that was investigating the bus crash, as soon as he got out of the truck, I'm like, oh, that kid's dead. That kid is dead. Anyway, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. It takes place 40 years after the original. Mike Myers has been locked up, and then circumstances happen, and he manages to escape. And he's coming back to Haddonfield to find Jamie Lee Curtis's character. What the heck is her name?
But she's been training this entire time.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
She's basically turned her house into a fortress.
Mm-hmm.
She's got, this underground lair. She's got lights all around her house. She's got an arsenal of weapons. So she's ready for him. And then you follow, he has her daughter,
her daughter's daughter.
Her granddaughter, and
who's the same age as she was in the original.
Mm-hmm. And they set it up at the very end for a sequel.
Yeah. Oh, there's for sure going to be one.
Mm-hmm. I think there's already talks about it, but I would say out of 5 pumpkins,
Okay.
Because that's a staple of those Halloween movies. There are hundreds of pumpkins everywhere. I'd give it. I'm probably like it a 3.5.
Okay. Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, it's pretty enjoyable.
Even if it's after Halloween, still worth watching?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to watch both of them this week at work because my boss is out of town.
While the mice are away, or while the cat's away, mice will play.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of deal.
So, Titans. DC's streaming service show Titans.
And all three of us had a chance to watch all 3 episodes, right?
No.
You didn't watch all 3 episodes?
I did not watch. I watched the first one, but I did not watch the other 2 yet.
Okay.
Well, I've seen the first 3. What do you think?
I really like it. It's super gritty.
It is very gritty.
There's so much, I didn't even think about it, that they weren't going to go family friendly at all, and they did not.
No, they did not.
There's lots of blood, lots of spewing blood that probably wouldn't happen in real life if things like this happened. And I do like that it's not full of swearing. It's used for emphasis in very specific points.
Yeah.
Like when he says F Batman. That was awesome. I think that I'm going to continue watching it. It was good enough for that.
Yeah.
And that typically doesn't happen for me with these news shows, especially when they're pretty low budget. But I think that, I thought that it was going to be a lot more campy and cheesy. But since they made it more gritty and dark, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, so did I. I think it starts out pretty slow. They do take
it takes a while to get the momentum going.
Yeah, it takes a while to get going. And it feels very much like a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm certainly enjoying it. I'm enjoying that there's a few flashbacks to Dick Grayson's life.
Mm-hmm.
You see him in Wayne Manor. You see glimpses of Bruce Wayne, but we haven't seen him full on yet.
I don't think we will. He's not even casted.
Oh, he's not?
They don't have any credit towards him, so I don't think we'll ever see Bruce Wayne, unfortunately.
You don't think not until the end of the season or something?
I don't know. When they do, on IMDb, do they do the full series cast right away? Or do they not do that until they film?
Unless they're trying to cover up something.
There have been times where they have intentionally left cast members out because it would have been a spoiler.
Okay, so if that's the case, then yeah, we'll probably see him sometime. But if they're not doing that, then no, I don't think he's going to be shown.
But I think the other thing about it is the costumes look pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Robin's costume looks pretty legit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely looks like something that Batman would have made for him.
Yeah.
Or had made for him.
And the fighting is brutal.
Mm-hmm. Well choreographed.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I'm in. I'm gonna keep watching it.
Same here.
Yeah.
All right. So you've seen?
I've been watching Sabrina. Yeah, the first 4 episodes, and I'm kind of invested. So basically, she's coming up on her 16th birthday when she has to make a choice between, her hometown, her friends, her boyfriend, and she has to choose the way, to go off to this private school and to gain more power and, basically give herself to the devil and not. The characters and the cast do a pretty decent job, and I do like who they chose for Sabrina, but it feels way too much. This just could be because I'm a little bit older and I don't care about little trivial stupid kid problems. You watch some of those movies where it's just a coming of age movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't can't really relate.
Yeah, they're having issues in high school and okay.
Yeah. She feels I feel like she's way too one-dimensional at times, which kind of bugs. But overall, they did kind of something interesting. So how she's got this familiar that is her cat Salem,
yeah,
right? he doesn't talk in this. They
Really?
he doesn't talk at all. But when he's first introduced, because what she does is she sends out into the she seems to be like an expert at all these different spells. I'm like, wow, like she didn't even like have to learn or doesn't make any mistakes. But she casts out this spell that says like, hey, any familiars that want to be my familiar, come this way and, we'll be friends. I'd rather have one, right? I'm not going to be over you. We're going to be partners in this thing. So she has this like, not vision necessarily, but she's in her bedroom and she sees this like dark black creature that's like talking to her. And then all of a sudden it takes the form of a cat. And it never speaks. So I don't know if that means Salem's got these powers and is going to be more useful as the season goes on. But at the moment, he doesn't talk, but she does she kind of confides in her cousin who also lives on the premise, who can't leave the premise. So he's kind of just, another character besides her two aunts. Her two aunts do a fantastic job of you can tell like there's definitely more to the story than what they're letting on about her parents' death and some of these other, some of these other things, but I don't want to give anything away. But overall, it's very reminiscent of Rivendell, and they do kind of actually make...
It's the same universe, right?
It is, because they even like make mention of it. So... I mean, I'm gonna still watch it because it's like one of those things. I'm far enough along that I might as well see it to the end.
Right. You just want it to be gone from your watch history.
Yeah, exactly.
Continue watching. Like, let's get this off of here.
Yeah. It took me about 2 weeks before I finally got Fuller House off my watch list. So
you can go online and remove them, right?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had to remove some movies that you've watched that you're ashamed of having on there?
No, but I do have a daughter who knows how to switch the Netflix profiles. So we have a lot of like Land Before Time on our continue watching, and we just want them gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were worried that maybe, one of them would sit down and start watching Game of Thrones or something.
Oh.
On Netflix.
This one's
Hey, if they're smart enough to figure out, like, to be able to watch something like that, you go for it.
Yeah.
We'll see how well you turn out as a human being.
You do you.
Yeah.
Have any questions? Let me know.
I'd probably say out of 5 black cats so far, I'm sitting at like maybe a 2.5. So it's kind of run of the mill. Yeah.
All right.
I'll probably still watch it. I mean, because it's a Netflix original, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out too.
Just to give it a chance.
Yeah.
And because I'm a Satanist, I guess.
Yeah.
Or you will be.
He's our resident Satanist. All right. So we have a re-review of Hill House.
Yeah. So I told myself that I was going to watch this because I love scary movies, but I wanted to convince my wife to watch it, and it took a while. But we did start watching it, and... I mean, it was a good show. I loved the story, but it was a little disappointing because everyone says like that it's so scary, and people cry in the first episode because it's so scary. And I just did not get that. Maybe I have a really high tolerance for scariness. Mm-hmm. It was creepy, I'll give you that.
And it's pretty suspenseful. I thought they did a good job with, like, misdirect, where you didn't think, okay, like her sister, when he goes back to his apartment and he thinks that she's standing there, and then all of a sudden she's, like, right in his face.
Yeah. They did a good job with that. It just wasn't... I don't know. I just wish that I had gotten more scared.
Okay.
Like, it was not scary enough so that my wife... We seriously binged the entire series in one day, aside from the first episode. So, I don't know. I did like it, though. I think it had a good story. There's some parts that I'm confused about why things happened and why some things didn't. A few things that I did like. I really loved the continuous camera shots where they're constantly panning and like walking through the house, and it was really well choreographed. It reminded me a lot of Daredevil when they do like their hallway fight scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that it was really good overall. Out of I don't even know something that's a staple in that movie.
Ghosts.
Yeah, I guess just Ghosts. I'd give it a 2.5.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been finding stuff online about all the ghosts that were hiding in this series, and they're just like everywhere.
40 different ones. And
yeah.
And they don't even have really any impact. There's only like a few ghosts that you ever like get scared by.
Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like overall the reviews are fairly positive this week.
Yeah.
So, let's wrap it up then. Here's where you can find all of our episodes. You can go to worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, and CosmicPotato.com. I'm currently speaking Cosmic Potato on the most recent episode of Captain Game Show, so check that out. You can find us on Facebook.com/WorldWarG Podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG Podcast. You can find all of our merchandise, all of our shirts and mugs and all kinds of good stuff at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. Also remember, you can call or text the show at any time about anything at 385-240-1692. So, this has been World War G, episode 197. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
And you've been the listener. Stay geeky, my friends.
And you do you.
You do you. Exactly.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.